Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Pyromancer here, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. And today, we are going to be reviewing the newest Afterlives animatic, and this one is very short. It's not even 4 minutes long. It's very close, but it's a little bit faster paced, a little bit more shown in quick shots. Definitely a different vibe going on than the last couple animatics. And for those of you that are wondering where my reaction or analysis is to the Ardenweald one, we will go over that maybe even today. So yeah, we're gonna jump into it, guys. If you enjoy this video, make sure you hit the like button, because as you guys know, it does help the video so much. It helps the algorithm. It helps me fight back against the tyrannical overlords at YouTube, who for some reason don't want to share my videos. If you guys are new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. You guys have been absolutely destroying it on subscribers, and we are well on our way to 100,000 subscribers. Please help me attain my goals. Realistically, when I set out, like 100K was the goal. So if you guys can help me get there, I am forever in your debt. So without any further ado, guys, let's get into the video and see what Revendreth has to offer. I have no audio. How come I have no audio? Audio works if you turn your headphones on. So that's the boy Garrosh right there. And we get confirmation of that later. But the first thing I wanted to say is you have these dark ritualists here, have him chained to the ground, and they're sapping the anima out of him into this this bat-faced thing. So they're harvesting the anima from Garrosh. One of the things that you'll hear Sire Denathrius talk about in this is hubris, which is like excessive pride to the point of arrogance. And I want to throw out there that in the Greek mythology, hubris amongst the gods is a crime that is punishable only by death. So hubris is like, in the Greek mythos, a very, very horrible thing to succumb to. Hubris is one of, if not the worst crime there is. So they're feeding on this pride. Now, what a perfect individual to feed on pride from, considering the fact that this guy literally harnessed the power of the Shah of Pride in the Mists of Pandaria, which led him further down his tyrannical path. So Garrosh, incredibly fitting, probably just fucking swelling with anima, and he is one of their kind of more long-term people that they're relying upon for anima still, as we're going to find out. Revendreth.
To the good people of Revendreth.
So first thing you're going to notice here, Sire Denathrius is very well spoken, which may lead some people to believe that the infiltration journal could have been written by him. He speaks in that kind of old tongue, you know, but it sounds very posh, and he sounds very like pompous and kind of like full of himself, you know. It's like that perfect suave attitude and way of speaking that makes him sort of come off like he's looking out for your best interest, but you can kind of tell based on the way that he speaks to you that he doesn't really give a shit about you. So we'll just listen in here. This is Castle Nathria, which has an incredible design. I just want to throw out there. This is in Revendreth.
It is with optimism that I address you today, though these are challenging times. Firstly, I assure you that our holy mission to help the most violent and wicked souls atone for their sins is and always will be our utmost priority.
So it's funny, he calls it like a holy and noble purpose to purge these souls of their sins. They're realistically just harvesting it. I don't know, it's funny because it seems like, yeah, let go of your pride and all that stuff, but it seems like the Venthyr are very driven by like pride. Am I mistaken in my analysis of that? It seems like Sire Denathrius is extremely proud and vain and is just this kind of like backhanded ruler who will try to make it look like he's looking out for you, but he's really not. This noble purpose that they pursue is quite interesting. Now, this right here is like this giant monolithic fucking stone that is made seemingly out of gravestones. And you have these Venthyr, like dark casters, whatever they are, doing this weird ritual with this figure here. Now, this is a troll. Now, I mean, it's pretty clear. It's got 3 fingers on each hand. It's got the tusks, right? It's got the long ears like a troll. But the interesting thing here is that this thing is chained down. And this, I'm not sure if they're harvesting the anima out of it, and they are just so relishing in their task, by the way. These guys look so fucking evil. Or if this thing inherently, from a soul level, has some type of interesting connection with this monolithic thing that is in front of them. But they are basically using this thing, as well as 2 other spirits. I'm not sure if those are trolls as well. We'll have to try to find out, to perform whatever this ritual is. And I'm just going to throw out there, this little blood ritual where they have like 3 sacrifices reminds me, and this is pointed out by one of my viewers, H. Quinch, one of my mods in my Discord, reminds me a lot of what we saw in the Diablo 4 cinematic, or 3x3 they come, 3x3 the way is open, or whatever it may be, where basically you have this blood ritual that summons in Lilith. But when you look at this giant monolithic piece of stone, it's very similar.
Our rituals are effective. Our judgment keen, but fair.
They look so evil. They look so evil, dude. They look fucking so awful. This thing is clearly in just horrific torment. And it's just like resting there until they force it to basically...
always will be.
I don't know what this is.
Utmost priority.
It's so fucked up, though.
Our rituals are effective.
And the music to complement it, you know, this like calm, like formal violin going on in the background is just like so fucking good. It just complements how fucked up this whole situation is so perfectly.
Judgment keen, but fair. We, Venthyr, remain committed to bringing eventual redemption to all who desire it.
So here's the thing, is that one in the middle definitely is a troll. These other 2, I don't think those are. They almost look human, but it's kind of hard to tell. But this, like, you see this weird blood ritual thing. Like, if we were to go watch the Diablo cinematic, and maybe I'll put up a clip of it here, and you have, like, the blood of these guys coming out and, like, forming in the middle around this giant... You know, they're pinned up against these giant monolithic pieces of stone. And you look up in that chamber, and it looks very similar to one of the inside parts of Castle Nathria. So the whole blood thing fits very well. And I think that, I'm not saying that the universes are linked or anything. I just think that there can be thematic similarities inside of art to make little subtle nods at things without it being, like, super meaningful. I mean, in the background, when Lilith goes to touch her, like... the priest or whomever that is that's serving her, when she goes in the Diablo cinematic, when she goes to touch his hand, the background is almost identical to the eye that's in Sargeras' sword, but people just like blow it off because Blizzard's not that smart, apparently. So anyway, they're like in Revendreth performing this ritual. I don't even know what this is.
It is through your faithful work that even the most evil and prideful beings may ultimately be spared an eternity in the maw.
So he's basically saying, because of your noble and, you know, amazing, like, benevolent cause that you pursue, we're saving them an eternity in the maw, which is ultimately apparently not true, because he's working with the jailer, as far as we're aware, or the jailer's working with him, or whatever that might look like. So they suck the anima out of you and use you as fuel to sustain them. And that's like sparing them. Like, it's funny as well because he equates pride and evil together. And I think pride is one of like the worst fucking things. Like, I think that pride can lead to very, very evil things to, happening. So I don't think Sire Denathrius is necessarily far off the mark, but it's just perfect to me how this, the whole thing is based around pride. And if you guys have been following me for a while, you know how I feel about pride. So I'll link a video in the description below that elaborates more on what I mean when it comes to that. So,
unfortunately, of late, the flow of such hubris-ridden souls has virtually ceased.
So it's interesting. Lately, prideful souls aren't going to Revendreth. Now, that could be because as of late, they're going to the Maw, and he's well aware of this. So they're basically just milking what they have left dry. Sire Denathrius is like playing this off as like, oh yeah, we don't, it's strange. We haven't had any prideful, hubris-ridden souls coming through here. So I wonder what's happening when I think realistically they're just, stealing all the anima and most likely feeding it to the jailer. I believe that's what we're told is going on.
And as a result, anima, our most precious resource, is in dwindling supply.
So this is interesting. This strange ritual that they're performing is going into this like crystal. Maybe the crystal is used as a means to preserve it. Maybe this giant thing is meant to like summon something. I'm not sure what this thing is, but this looks like some kind of fucked up blood magic like ritual.
Even we, the faithful who extract the anima, have not been spared the effects of this mysterious drought.
Yeah, he's so full of shit. This mysterious drought. Even we have been affected. You can look at these people. They look like they're withering away. They look very poor. They're commoners. You have the big gargoyle guards, and then you have this guy dressed more ornately, a little bit more, he's definitely higher up in the rung of society, and he's looking pretty fine. These guys all look fucking miserable. So Denathrius is like, yeah, it's affected even us who take the anima, and it's just not true at all. He's just betraying the people in Revendreth.
Yes, we still have our old reliables, our workhorse.
So Garrosh, there it is. Garrosh confirmed, old reliable. He has so much pride, and they're still able to harvest it from him. So the speculation was true. We will be seeing Garrosh in Revendreth, which is exciting. So.
Yet I fear they will not be enough. We are doing everything in our power to gather more anima. But, simply put, we must all, rich and poor alike, make sacrifices for the greater good. Therefore, I have decided to implement a strategy of conservation and rationing, which should keep the anima flowing to those most in need.
So his most devoted and his most dedicated, they basically have this giant vat of anima down inside Castle Nathria that the nobility is feeding upon because they are the servants directly of Denathrius, and those who are not, the poor, are being deceived into giving their anima away. This is super fucked up, dude. But it's not like we haven't seen it in even in America. Music here is so good. And here's the thing.
Manner, we will keep our people strong and our land healthy, despite the efforts of those who would use this crisis to further their own ends.
You know what's so fucked up about that too? It's really obvious, but it's like Denathrius is using the crisis to further his own ends. That's exactly what he's doing. But what they're illustrating here is they're making it out that people who are trying to maybe even feed what could be like this guy's family here, these starving people who are suffering, he breaks away to try to save them, which is a very noble and benevolent cause.
And our land healthy, despite the efforts of those who would use this crisis to further their own ends.
But it's just deceptive. So look what they do to these people who try to betray the efforts of Sire Denathrius. Look at this, dude.
And rebel against the rightful structures of our society.
So fucked up.
Rest assured, we shall bring these miscreants to justice. With fairness and mercy, of course.
Yeah.
I am, after all, nothing if not compassionate. My loyal son.
This is so fucked up, dude. And it's so strange to me how the light, presumably the holy light here, is like breaching the Shadowlands in the way that it is. We have learned that the light and the void have both tried to infiltrate the Shadowlands before, and they could be well on their way to doing so again with us. But they throw these people that go against their efforts out into the sun-scorched land, where they wither away and probably go insane, if I had to guess. the light's effects on them is interesting. I know it's because they're vampires, right? Like that's the theme of this, where they can't go into the sun or whatever. I'm just curious where this light is actually sourced from. And it's just interesting because I would presume something similar could happen to demons if, put into the direct flow of something like light, right? Like we've seen it turn demons into fucking ash. So just something to think about as we watch him disintegrate.
Compassionate. My loyal subjects, we are doing all that can be done to stimulate ANIMA production and fulfill Revendreth's honorable purpose. Remain devout and resolute, and know that I will lead us all into a brighter future.
It's so fucked up, dude. The music is so good, though. That was good. Just thematically so different from the others, but this thing where he's talking about leading them into a brighter future, obviously, a subtle, nod to what's happening here, where the commoners are being thrown to the fucking, to the mercy of the light, in a fair way, right? The way that Denathrius frames it. It's so fucked up, dude.
All into a brighter future.
And it just rots them. Basically just, like, disintegrates their being out of them. It's so fucked. Like, this guy's just, like, just literally disintegrating is what the light is doing to them. I can't wait to do Revendreth. That's going to be a badass zone. That's going to be cool. I'm excited for that one. Just so you guys know, I will be picking Maldraxxus probably. So yeah, I'm not, this is awesome. This isn't as like revealing and eye-opening, I suppose, unless you were one of the people that didn't follow any data mining or anything. So like, I think for a lot of people that don't follow Wowhead or don't follow the videos or any of that stuff, regardless of the creator, which there's a gigantic portion, I would say the vast majority of the player base of WoW actually doesn't partake in any third-party or YouTube content creator related news or anything. I'd say a lot of people actually don't pay attention to that stuff. They actually won't know anything about this. So these cinematics will, when they witness them in the game, because all the Warbringers cinematics inevitably made their way into the game as well, when they see them in the game, if they don't see them here, they're going to have that revelation of like, oh shit, here's what Sire Denathrius is doing, where we all kind of know that already because of data mining, right? And as much as data mining can be fun, data mining kind of fucking sucks because it's like probably bigger story spoilers than like showing concept art of the jailer. So it's going to be good when people get this in their hands. The like to dislike ratio on these videos has been incredible so far, by the way. People seem to be very, very much enjoying them. And I am as well. And they're a lot of fun to talk about. And not all of them are as crazy as the first one with Bastion. But this one is just thematically so different from the others. I love the music. I love getting a peek into these strange rituals that they're performing on these individuals. I really like it. So I can't wait to see more of Revendreth. I can't wait to see more of this like dark kind of like blood anima magic that they're doing. And I hope you guys enjoyed my little breakdown of it. Some upcoming videos, you guys, the Ardenweald cinematic analysis, I'll talk about that, just give my thoughts. And then the Primus dialogue that talks about the jailer and he calls him brother and all that stuff. So if you guys haven't heard about that, that's a video that is in the works. And then yes, I will be talking about what I think that I learned from the sword Frostmourne splitting Uther's soul in two, because I think I had a pretty huge revelation on what that means. I just need to get it out there and I need to talk about it. Lastly, I finally actually got beta. Like I have beta installed, but I'm going to be honest with you, man, I don't know if I'm going to play it this close to the expansion. I don't know if I'm going to, it's kind of like maybe too late, but we'll see. We'll see. But I did get it finally. PSA, if you guys are wondering why you don't have beta or you've applied to get it or opted in and you haven't got it, make sure you don't have multiple PTR accounts on your BNet account, because that's apparently the reason why my account wasn't getting flagged, because I had 3 PTR accounts and there needs to be less. So I contacted support, put in a ticket, and they had it resolved after the second time that I contacted them. So I might make a video separately about that, just so people know the way that Blizzard handled that, because I'm pretty unhappy about that. And if you do subscribe, I will send you new noodles, and you guys can enjoy that all you want. So thank you guys so much for supporting me. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you to my patrons. You guys are amazing. Right over here, you'll have my top patrons, who are all $25 contributors to my Patreon page, and they get all the benefits. And then you have the 10 and above patrons that show up here. Thank you all so much for your support. Without you, I could not do what I do here on this channel. I appreciate you guys very much for that, so thank you. With that all being said, you guys, my links are all down in the description below. Twitch, Twitter, all that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching once again. I appreciate you guys very much. Stay awesome. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace.